Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you from Delray Beach, Florida. Beautiful day here in paradise. I was going to make a quick one for you this morning and update everyone regarding a video that I made about a firearm that was taken from me. There goes a fire truck. He was just leaving the area here. Anyway, he's trying to get out there in traffic. They got some loud horns. I guess you can hear that. So anyway, you know the story, what happened. My truck was accidentally left unlocked. The key fob battery or the signal, I pressed a button in my pocket. The radio wave didn't go through me. A tree was in the way. I don't know. The truck didn't get locked. Firearm was taken because, ironically, crackheads were going around pulling door handles. They opened up the car door and there it was, and they got it. And from what I understand is this happens every day, that guns are stolen from vehicles. So yeah, people say, oh, you didn't secure your weapon. Well, I'm not allowed to carry it into where I was going, so I had to leave it in my vehicle. And I don't have a safe in my vehicle, but I locked my car, and that generally is good enough. But it didn't. But that's beside the point. The gun was stolen. I reported it. And then the police called and said, we got it. And I was elated. I was getting my firearm back. And, it's not an expensive firearm, so it's not like an heirloom or anything that important to me, other than I want it back, obviously. Anyway, they said, we got good news and bad news. We can't give it back to you because it's got to be put in evidence. This person was caught with it, had a bunch of narcotics, and this and that and the other thing. And it was going to take until the case was over, which could be up to a year, to get it back. And the point of my making on this video is I received a lot of comments that actually caused me to take the video down because it created a lot of angst with me of being very disconcerted about what I was sharing and what people were thinking and judging and everything else. Regarding what I'm going to talk about now. And that is that when I got a second call from the law enforcement asking me if I'd be willing to come in and give a DNA sample so that they can eliminate my DNA from the firearm and make it one less. And it wasn't going to go into a what they call it, a dragnet DNA. It was just like a low file, whatever. I hear you saying already, let me finish. Water's coming down out of this tree. So anyway, I got a lot of, the wind is blowing the water off these leaves. It feels like it's raining and it's not raining. So the pushback that I got was tremendous, out of love. A lot of people were like, Tim, do not do that. Do not give your DNA. Seek legal advice. Get an attorney. I'm like, ay. I'm the victim here. You guys have got me all upset. So I yielded to your concern and to your suggestions, and I sought legal counsel as well as extended community, friends and relatives, and it was a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. It's like the Social Security thing. You can ask two people something, you get two different answers. So let me get to the point. Law enforcement was telling me, and this person was very nice, 30 years on the force. People say, don't trust the popo. Don't talk to them. They lie, they'll this. Hey, people lie. Everybody lies. And I'm not saying that some don't in law enforcement, but I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So when I said I don't want to do that, I decided not to do it. The person was disappointed because they wanted me to help them with their case and move it along. And, supposedly I was going to get my firearm back sooner, and sooner the case would end, sooner I get my firearm back. But I decided, like a lot of people pointed out, it made very good sense that a $500 firearm isn't worth giving up your DNA, which is kind of like your rights, your personal, like your social security number, your total, you know, I couldn't even spell DNA before all this happened. I don't know anything about it. I know that people do it to get on that ancestry and things. You got to do it to get something, to do some things. But anyway, I told him, no, can't do it. Been advised by legal counsel, and he didn't understand that. He was like, who's telling you that? You know, people watch too much TV. People watch too much Law and Order. So I did talk to attorneys. I did. You know, the free job, on the phone. Hey, this is just a question. I mean, it wasn't like they spent any time. And guess what? You talk to two different attorneys, you get two different answers. One says, no, never talk to them. You need to talk to me, and you need to give me some money now. It's all about billable hours to them, see? I don't trust an attorney any further than I can throw one. They're just like a used car salesman. To them, it's only about, and I even had one, after I got through talking with them, ask me, hey, do you mind when we're done to give me a 5-star review on Google? Because they just want to get the next one. It's all about building their career. Meanwhile, some of these people are telling me, these lawyers, oh no, don't trust the police because they're just trying to build a career. They're looking for promotions. The state attorney, he doesn't care about you and whatever, and they're just gonna, you know, charge you with the narcotics. Basically is what they're saying. It was so stupid, so crazy. So I finally got two attorneys that God led me to believe, because I talked to at least a half a dozen a day. I was so upset with what you guys were telling me and conflicted, and I wanted to help the guy out. I wanted to do what was right. I got nothing to hide. I'm a model citizen. I have no records. I've never done anything wrong. I'm fine. So what do I care? You know, but you guys seem to think some of you people seem to think that was the worst thing in the world I should do. So like I said, I adhered to your recommendation, and I got counsel. So the last two that I talked to, though, that were in agreement with one another, told me the same thing. They even said to me, I knew what you were going to say before you asked. They said, and one knew this sergeant. One knows him. Yeah, he's 30 years on the force, and I knew he was a good guy. I could tell by talking to him. I know people. That's what I've done my whole life. I can talk to you on the phone and know. I got clues. God gives me this. I know it from my experience. Don't tell me that, you know, I can be fooled. They'll tell you anything. They'll just be your friend. I know when somebody's playing me. I'm not off the turnip truck yesterday. These two attorneys said, it is not unusual in the least to eliminate a DNA and do what this officer was asking me to do. Not one bit did I have anything to worry about or anything. But they understood it was my right. I was not forced to. I was not going to be forced to if I didn't want to. So deep down in here, I felt good for two things. One, I didn't do it because I have my personal, until I want to reveal it for ancestry or whatever, I don't care about the firearm. They can keep it. But I got good news for you. And two, I knew that the guy was being on the level with me. But I'm not going to do it, and I didn't do it. And so today, a few days later, I actually called him the other day and left a message on his phone telling him that after I talked to those two attorneys that I'd like to work with him, that I kind of alluded that I was going to do it, but I didn't say that. I just said I'd like to work with you. And then since then, even that same day, I started reconsidering and saying, hey, he hasn't pushed it anymore. I don't think you're going to come here with like some warrant and force me to, or all these crazy things that I was thinking that had me so upset. Believe me, I don't wish that on anybody. I was upset. And I got a call today from him. on the way to where I'm standing at right now. Just as nice as he could be, totally understands. Says it isn't the first time he's ever heard it. He says he's already moving ahead with the investigation without my DNA. I'm going to get it back. It's probably going to be sooner than later, but there's a possibility, but not ever. I'm definitely, and some comments were made in my comments that, oh, I had that, and 2.5 years later, nothing, or you'll never see it again. Folks, when you read the comments yourself, be warned that while people might think they know what they're talking about, they don't. They don't. Take it with a grain of salt. If you read something that disagrees with somebody, just because they made the disagreement, and maybe it goes along with similar to what you might be thinking, you both might be wrong. Just take it for a grain of salt. Just take it in, take the information in, pray about it, think about it, come to a conclusion. But don't assume because anybody said something, or even things that you read on the internet. Lord have mercy. You can read anything today, can't you? I don't believe half of it. It's as bad as the media. But what amazed me was when I tried to seek legal counsel, real attorneys, how they were the scammers. How they were only like, hey, don't say anything to them, and make sure you call me and retain me. Guess how much? One told me, $750 per hour. Well, first of all, I couldn't afford an hour. Second of all, who would pay that? Who could afford that? And you know that it's all about billable hours. They're not going to do anything in an hour. They're not going to do anything in 10 hours. They're not going to do anything in 10 days. They're going to want a month of working on anything and usurp every dollar they can out of you, just like a chiropractor. They're all like, you got good insurance, right? No, you need to come in here, let me crack your back every day, 3 times a day for about 3 months. We should have you straightened out by then. And believe me, that's what it's about. It's all about usurping all the money they can, extracting money out of you. That's the kind of world we live in. But anyway, I didn't do it. I'm not gonna do it. The guy called me today, as nice as he could be. I'm gonna get it back eventually. I'll make a video when I do. And I've learned a lesson, to listen and not listen to people. And I've been learning that quite a bit since my YouTube channel has gotten kind of big. It brings out the knock in a lot of competition, and that's to be expected, of course. So I just, like a duck, let the water just roll off my back now. I'm not gonna give it any entertainment or only those that have legitimate questions or concerns or compliments. But these things that that I allowed to upset me, or that could upset you, don't listen. If it's something I said, don't listen. Do your own thing. Don't, just take it for what it's worth. Do your own research. But I'm going to continue making my videos, continue giving you what I think can help you and what we should do in regards of believing in God and collecting our Social Security and getting our free money that everybody keeps telling me it's not free money. Like, you not know that I know that I paid into it also? It's just a sense of humor I have, folks. So lighten up a little bit and understand who you're listening to here. I'm not one of these polished YouTubers out there that do all this editing and they have all these fancy thumbnails and clickbait and all these things to get you to watch. Sure, I want my channel to grow. Sure, it'd be great if it turns out to be some kind of a help financially and whatever. I mean, everybody wants to succeed, right? But it's not about being dishonest. It's not about, just doing what you got to do for $1 that so many people get caught up in. I'm just going to keep on trying to be as original as I can. I have fun with this, and this is just fun for me. And if God wants to bless me and bring something more to it, that's great. That's great. But anyway, right now it's getting hot out here, and I need to go inside and crush it.